welcome back to another episode of SBS Casual Conversations. Today I'm here with Krista Harper. She is a professor for the School of Public Policy and Department of Anthropology, and today we're going to be talking about the anthropology major. What exactly is anthropology, and what career paths could majoring in anthropology potentially lead to?
That's a great question. A lot of students don't know about anthropology before they come to college. And it's a shame because anthropology is an amazing social science. Anthropology is the study of human variation across time, space, and cultural settings. It encompasses 4 subfields: biological, linguistic, and cultural anthropology, and archaeology. Anthropology majors go on to a wide range of careers that really benefit from this holistic training that they get with the 4 subfields of anthropology. Some anthropologists are really passionate about archaeology, and that is what draws them to anthropology as a major. And of course, many of those folks go on to pursue careers in cultural resource management and public archaeology. Healthcare is one place where a lot of anthropology majors' knowledge about human biology and cultural diversity makes them able to be better and more culturally sensitive practitioners. A lot of anthropology majors go on to pursue careers in education, and that's where anthropology's expertise in language and culture sets them off with the skills to be more effective teachers. Business is actually another area where our research skills allow us to understand consumers' experience of products and technologies. And a lot of anthropology majors, one of our anthropology majors actually runs a company that is user and customer experience research. A lot of anthropologists go into public service, where our knowledge of heritage management on the one hand and community engaged research lends special skills to their work and their ability to really serve the public.
The anthropology major is one with a lower amount of course requirements. How should students take advantage of that extra flexibility?
I have so many good ideas for using that added extra flexibility. Of course, you can use that flexibility to do double majors or certificates that enhance what you want to do and where you want to go with your anthropological research skills. We also offer all of these opportunities for experiential learning. We often offer archaeological field schools. Sometimes we have ethnographic field schools. We have lots of hands-on classes where you engage in research or community engaged activities as part of your class. A lot of our students have internships, and I'll say that our internships are often better designed and more meaningful than those offered elsewhere. We also have under our rubric the UACT program, University Alliance for Community Transformation, which is a course sequence and a program that allows students to learn the skills of community organizing and working really effectively and democratically with community organizations that we partner with. Another thing you can do with that added flexibility is a lot of our students get involved in hands-on research with faculty and grad students in our department. There are a lot of really interesting archaeological and biological research labs in our department. And there are also opportunities to do community engaged research in cultural anthropology, archaeology, and linguistic anthropology. You can also use your cultural training and skills and the flexibility of the major to do study abroad. And that makes the kinds of things that you learn in cultural anthropology, linguistic, and archaeology courses especially so much more meaningful because you're able to put them into action in a study abroad program.
Yeah, that's great. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm also an anthropology major, and I was in the International Scholars Program within the Honors College. And it's a scholarship organization that helped me go abroad when I was in junior. And I went through the School for Field Studies, which was really exciting because I got hands-on experience in Tanzania with wildlife. So I definitely recommend using that flexibility to go abroad.
Oh, that's so terrific. I love to see anthropology students, exploring the world in that way.
And my last question is, can you explain some of the work you've done and what studying anthropology has done for you?
In terms of my own research that I've done, I've been able to do a lot of amazing research projects, and a lot of those have been projects that I've done with community partners because they found anthropology useful. I've done research with school gardening programs where we were using anthropological research skills to assess how students were learning through the school garden program. I've worked with youth groups working on school lunch activism, and they learned a lot about food policy through our research together. I've done research as a cultural anthropologist on urban community gardeners in Lisbon, Portugal. And I'm very fond of that project because for 2 summers, I was able to bring UMass undergrads to do research with me there at this specific garden in Lisbon. And we were studying how a group of neighbors in a neighborhood were working together to try to get access to land, access to water, so that they could grow food right there in their neighborhood. Right now, I'm launching a new project on how different communities and organizations are addressing the transition to renewable energy systems. And I'm really excited about that because I think that climate change is one of the existential issues that not only I am facing, but my students are facing. With climate change and the need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our society is embarking on a period of major technological and social change. And it's going to likely involve a lot of changes to our everyday lives. So how do we make sure that the transition to renewable energies is carried out in a way that is fair and just? You know, we have to consult the people who are going to be affected, and that's where anthropology can have a special role. And that's what I'm doing right now, actually, with my undergraduates in my ethnographic research methods course. We are literally studying a specific carbon mitigation project and doing interviews with the people who will be affected by it. And we're working with a client, the UMass Sustainability Office, that is waiting to hear what we learn from our class research project. My advice for incoming anthro majors is to let yourself, take classes that sound interesting. I know that you have this flexibility. A lot of times students aren't used to it, and you might be worried, is this going to lead to something in particular? But really, one of the wonderful things about anthropology is that it all does fit together. And we gain a lot of creative and critical thinking perspectives and skills from bringing together these different parts of the whole. There is a class on comics with Sonia Adelaide, and you not only learn about anthropology, you also learn really creative new ways to use visual communication in that class. I teach a class sometimes on games and culture, and the assignment for that is my students design games based on cultural anthropology articles. There are class projects that students have done in linguistic anthropology courses where they do in-depth interviews, and they gain so many skills in the course of a single semester. And then there are all of the lab classes and the archaeology classes that have hands-on components. Even if you have some doubts about, will you be able to put it all together into one thing? That's the thing about anthropology, is that in the end, you get this multifaceted mosaic of different ways of understanding culture and people and history. And it gives you a lifetime of interesting ideas to work with.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. It's great.
Of course.